Mark, Rangers are aware of interest from Fulham in your services.
They're not.
Have Rangers spoken to you about that interest?
They're not. That's the whole thing. As I say, get the facts right, please. They're not aware of any interest. There's no interest. I'm the Rangers manager. I've made it very, very clear last week, Saturday, Tuesday, and again last night I was forced into saying once again that I'm absolutely committed to Rangers. So no, Rangers are not aware. There's nothing official. There's no approach. That's how football works. Far from it. So no.
Have Rangers told you categorically that there has been no interest from Fulham?
Absolutely, and it's on the website to say so as well. So that's why I say I think it's very important that any media outlet has journalistic integrity, does their homework, investigates and substantiates. And when that's done, if it's proven to be correct, then absolutely. But until that point, I think it's very disrespectful to me. So I'd answer the questions 4 or 5 times. It is disrespectful to me, to the club, to the supporters, and in this case, Fulham. So I can't keep answering the same question time and again, because basically, no one's into what I'm saying. I'm the Rangers manager, delighted to be here, absolutely committed, and that's beyond question.
So you can categorically say that you will not be the next manager of Fulham?
Absolutely, and that's, as I say, please hear my words. Disrespectful to me, to Rangers, to our supporters who deserve better, and to a club, in this case you're saying, is Fulham. It's disrespectful to anyone involved in that conversation, so categorically, absolutely, that is not the case.
The BBC clearly stands by its story, and they also say that Fulham are the 5th club to have shown interest in you. Are you saying that that's not correct either?
Absolutely. It's always flattering to be linked to jobs. So they can turn on, if you look at the website, they can turn around and say 10 new managers who might be good for Club X. It's just speculation, and it's always flattering to be linked to any job. You're only linked to a job if you're doing a half decent job at your current employment. That's the only time. You don't lose 10 games and get linked to jobs. So it's a testament to the work of the players and their results that they've achieved. So to carry it any further is both inappropriate and totally incorrect.
One added part to that story is the sense that Rangers may have offered you extra incentives to try and stay at Rangers in January. For example, an increased transfer budget. Is there any truth in that?
Absolutely, again, not the case. So that's why I was so frustrated that the stories, a supposed story, without any substantiation last night came out. And it's inappropriate, incorrect, malicious, whatever you want to use, whatever word you want to use. I think I deserve more respect. I know the club do, and I know our supporters do.
With respect, can I ask you...
So I've answered the question, gents. I can't keep on answering the same question. To ask it again, it either makes me, no, you've asked the question. I can't keep answering it. It's disrespectful to me. I've asked it last week, Saturday, Tuesday, and again right now. What part don't you understand about me being Rangers manager? Okay, thank you.
Given that, how distracting has it been in terms of doing your job?
Not at all. It's a great group of players. Absolutely committed. You saw on Tuesday night we prepared well, we had a good weekend result, and the pitch was heavy, so our squad is fairly thin, as you saw. We had a couple of injuries on Tuesday, Dean Shields, so delighted to see the application. We trained well, we recovered well, trained well again today, and now we're looking forward to another tough test at Raith on what will be again heavy rainfall, difficult surface, so we're looking forward to it.
Has it irked you because you've had to go on Twitter as well?
Yeah, as I say, I'm moving on from that now, but my focus is here, is the football department. I've made it very, very clear, and I get irked when people don't listen to the very clear message that I've sent out on repeated occasions.
In terms of what happens in January, Mark, and there was talk of being able to negotiate extra funds, etc. Do you have that conversation anyway? Regardless?
We always talk. Our job is to go and ask. I think good managers, good coaches, good recruitment heads always go to the board and ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. And we keep going there with players that we think will add value to the current squad, and it's on and off the pitch. I always say that, but it's really important to us. The fans might say, "Oh, so and so is an outstanding player. Does he fit into our dressing room? Does he add value in our dressing room in terms of unity and harmony, and character, etc." So we go and we put names forward that we think will indeed add that value. If we can secure them for the appropriate price, then fantastic. If not, we keep on fishing.
How are you finding your focus on the Rangers manager?
It's intense, isn't it? That side of it, I understand. It's a huge club. It's a massive club, and I understand the that side of it. I have no problem with that at all. And I'll always be respectful in how I deal with that side. My frustration comes when, as I say, it's almost disbelief in what I'm saying.
Has it been more focused than you expected when you first took the job?
No, not really. As I say, it's intense. You see the very first day, the press conference at the announcement of your position, you see the size of the scale of the club and the global fan base and as I say, the expectation, the stature, the history, all the words we repeat time and time again. You have to be aware of it. You have to respect it and recognise it. You have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it. If not, don't take the job in the first place.
You say you only get linked with jobs if you're doing a half decent job. So on the flip side of what's happened, would you be a bit concerned if a few months go by and you're not linked with any job?
I said that I think last few days. Very respectful. There's a lot of good people, really good people who are looking for work. So it's always flattering to be linked to a job. All that means is that your players are working really hard and getting some good results. That's all it means. But up to a point, that's great. Thank you very much. Really nice to be linked. Thank you. And then you move on from there.
Let's move on then. You had Andy Halliday said you had a bit of a half-time rant. It was the first time he'd seen you bare your teeth on Tuesday night. What wound you up so much?
It's us as a group, I think. And I didn't read Andy's comments, but I'm presuming we talk about standards and we talk to you guys here about being consistent in what we do and consistent in the level of quality. And first half on Tuesday we didn't show it. Saturday I thought the first half we were really good. Really good. Could have been 4 or 5 and we didn't. Tuesday we were sloppy, we were poor, ball circulation was below level, our decision making was poor, and all round it was below what we want and demand as a squad of players. It wasn't just me how to run. Yes, I had a few words, but so did David, but the players knew themselves. That's the most important thing. If they can recognise there's a problem and offer a solution, then we'll be in a good place. And you saw their reaction from the first whistle to the second half. They were first class, and I thought they were superb in the second half.
Is it unusual for you to react like that with players?
It is for me personally. I think you've got to be honest. We talk about the environment here and being respectful, so we'll always ask the players what their thoughts are. What do we do well? What can we do better? What must we improve upon, etc. And you have that conversation. And communication is really important to David and I in terms of the team. And this group of players have been fantastic in that respect. But sometimes you've got to air your frustration, I think, if you think it's called for.
Raith Rovers, last time out it was a very convincing win. How tough will it be this time around?
I'm sure they've got a great home record. I know obviously they've lost a couple of games, but fantastic start to the season in terms of their home record. We're very aware of that. I know Andy made those comments about it's a tough place to go to. I've never been there myself. We had a really good performance at home, really good performance. I thought we were dominant and for the 90 minutes and displayed lots of quality. But there's no doubt it'll be a tough test of the weekend.
How much will you look at other results now, given how tight it is at the top?
I don't, and I know you think you must do. I don't, because if we keep on doing what we do, then we're okay. We're in a good position. Our goal difference is very positive. We're 3 points clear. If we can just keep on doing and winning games, then we're fine, and let other people worry about themselves. Our focus has to be here at Rangers.
I know you look at the next game, but how big a month could this be in terms of the title race, because you have that Hibernian game at the end of the month?
Yeah, I don't want to sound repetitive. I don't mean to sound repetitive, but I think there's no point looking at a game on the 28th of the month if you're losing games in between. It makes no sense. I've seen a lot of people do that and talk about this massive derby coming up, for example, and lose 2 and draw 1. It makes the whole thing worthless. So for us, it's Raith Rovers. Then we've got games ahead again, the Morton Falkirk games. We've got games ahead that we have to prepare for. And then, touch wood, if all goes well, then we look forward to 28th, but one game at a time for Rangers.
Josh Windass has been linked with Rangers. Is that just another name, or is
one of many players? One of our scouts might have gone and watched a game, or one of his scouts or their scouts might have been at one of our games. It's just the way football works. But our net is always looking. We're looking for players that can add value here, so we'll keep on doing that. And hopefully that database increases.
Is he a player you like? Is it somebody that you potentially could do?
I haven't seen much of him. He's a very talented player, I'm sure. I met his dad on a few occasions, but nothing more than that.
Any knocks from during the week?
We had a couple of small niggles, nothing more than that. The boys trained this morning. They had a treatment yesterday. Squad is fit and well. Dean trained this morning. He had a stiff neck, quite a nasty stiff neck, which he missed on Tuesday. But he was out running with the guys this morning. So hopefully, I'm touching wood a lot here. Hopefully, he'll be fit and well to train tomorrow and be up for selection on the weekend.
Danny Wilson, Nicky Law.
Yeah, Danny Wilson was fine. His wife gave birth to a baby boy, as you know. So congratulations to Danny and wish them well. And he again was training this morning.